So after 2 weeks of football, you're asking, who's the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles? Well, if we're being honest, it's simple. It's the New York Giants. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you were able to sit back and enjoy football today. But don't worry, because tomorrow night, the greatest team in the history of sports will be playing the Philadelphia Eagles. They will be playing the Minnesota Vikings. Skull. We're the Skull Crushers, baby. Now, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure to hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe for daily Eagles football content, NFL content. We stream every week. We'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll be streaming Thursday. It's going to be a blast. And if you've been subscribed for a while, you know the deal. Just double check, double moonwalk check, and make sure you're still subscribed. Now, the rest of the NFC East played today, and there were some very interesting things that came out of it. First off, I have to say this. I hope the Cincinnati Bengals don't win another game the rest of the year. Don't win another game the rest of the year. I had a 4-game parlay. I had Detroit. I had the over in the Detroit game. I had the Giants. I hit the 3-leg of a 4-game parlay. I needed the Bengals to win. I needed them to win by 7. They shit the bed. They stink. They literally stink. I mean, dude, for a team that went to the Super Bowl last year, you have no offensive line. You have no defensive line, okay? It was very frustrating. So I'm very aggravated with the Bengals right now, okay? As far as that game went, the Cincinnati-Dallas game, I know the Dallas fans are feeling good about themselves. They feel like they're back. Probably a quarterback controversy now, because you know how some Cowboy fans are. They're going to say, Cooper Rush, he got it done. Dak didn't get it done. Let's go with Cooper Rush. Or when Dak comes back and has like a bad half, a bad quarter, makes a bad throw, you know what they're going to do. So the Cowboys winning on that aspect, to hear the Cowboys, the infighting that will come from this, I kind of do like that. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, I thought Dallas came out early. They ran the ball, which they should have done. I don't know why the Bengals didn't seem ready for it, and they really basically controlled both lines of scrimmage. Their offensive line was better than the Bengals' defensive line, and the Bengals' offensive line could not protect Burrow at all. It was horrible. The Bengals' offensive line is horrendous, and Dallas has a good defensive line, so you're going to run into problems. However, it gets tied up, and you got to think, like, wow, you know what? The Bengals tied this game up. It looked like Dallas Cowboys defense was running out of gas. And then Dallas punts, and they get it's fair call at the 4-yard line, Cincinnati's own 4-yard line. When it was at that 4-yard line, I was saying they better get first downs, because if they punt and give Dallas the ball back, it's not going to be that hard for Dallas to get in field goal range. Exactly what happens. So Dallas wins. Do I consider this an impressive win by the Dallas Cowboys? Absolutely not. I think the Bengals aren't the same team that they were, but you got to give Cooper Rush, I want to give him his due. He went out, he did his job, and so I guess in that aspect of having a backup quarterback, a guy who, you don't really know about, I guess you got to give him credit, and I'll give the Cowboys credit, even though I hate doing it, for their win. You won, you're 1-1. Now, let's talk about Washington. Washington goes to Detroit and gets spanked. I mean, spanked. What was the score? 36-27? And that's not even fair. There was a lot of garbage time yards, touchdown passes by Carson Wentz late in that game. But, boy, people gave us a lot of crap. Oh, the Eagles went up and only beat Detroit by 3. Did you see what they did? It was, 22-0 against Washington. They spanked Washington. Detroit is better than people think. And I got to tell you, I absolutely love their defense. I love the style of their defense. I love the blitz. I love that they bring extra pressure. I love that they get after the quarterback. It's so important. And they ate Carson Wentz up all day. Now, Carson did what Carson does. Carson looks really bad at times. I think he had 109 yards in the first half. and then he plays better in the second half. You get good Carson, bad Carson, good Carson, bad Carson. But this loss by no means was on Carson Wentz. Yeah, it was on the defense. The defense could not hold Detroit when they needed to get back in the game, and it's a team loss. That was definitely a team loss. But I see Washington is very vulnerable. I think Carson Wentz is very vulnerable. And now Carson's saying, oh, well, about the Eagles game. Oh, it's just another game. Oh, yeah, you don't think that at all. You can't possibly think that, okay? Now, it's going to be fun, but I'm not going to really, I can't focus on Washington till after tomorrow night. As far as the Giants go, 19-16, they beat Carolina. Now, I would have chosen the Giants to win this game, even if they would have lost to Tennessee last week. However, when you look at the New York Giants, you look at what they have done so far, I would say that the Eagles' biggest threat to this division is the New York Giants. Right now, it is. Now, it's only 2 weeks. That can change really quickly. But the Giants play Dallas next week. I think Dallas is going to lose to the Giants. So now you're dealing with the Giants that are 3-0. And I haven't looked. I don't remember what the rest of their schedule says after that. But I don't think it's that hard. Okay? And let me tell you why I think the Giants could be the team that we're going to have to face off and fight for the division. The coaching staff. Brian DeBall. I think he made such a huge difference for the New York Giants. You look at the Tennessee game, right? He goes for it on a 2-point conversion, which was the right call, gutsy call. Okay. Then today, it was like a 53-54 yarder late in that fourth quarter. Now, if that field goal kicker misses that ball and he doesn't get it, you're talking about, 20 yards to put in Carolina in field goal range? But he went out there and he kicked the field goal. Then, when Carolina needed to make a stop to try to get the ball back on third down, they play action fake, roll Daniel Jones out, nothing available to throw, so he keeps it and he runs for the first down. It was such a great call. The Giants have not had good coaching like that in a long, long time. And because of the ball, I think that the Giants may be the best team between Dallas, Washington, and them. So if I said, who's the Eagles' biggest threat in the division after 2 weeks? The New York Giants. And like I said, I think they're going to go out and they're going to beat Dallas next week because they're at home. So they'll be 3-0. Now, if Dallas beats the Giants next week, now I'm going to say, Dallas is back to being the biggest threat for the Eagles. But I think the Giants right now, because I think they got better coaching staff than the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a Daniel Jones fan, but Dak Prescott's not playing. I'm not a believer in Cooper Rush. So really, I think the Giants could be the team that, look, they may not be a playoff team. Maybe they aren't the best team. They're going to be a tough out. They're going to come out. They're going to play. I like the way that their defense plays at times. I like the aggressiveness when they show it. And they don't always show it, but there were times in the second half where I thought, they were bringing McKinley and stuff, and I thought that was good. I think the New York Giants, right now, you have to list them as the Eagles' biggest threat in the division. That said, the Eagles are going to beat the Giants. I'm not worried about it. But they are the biggest threats. No question about it. Washington should be, because they have a quarterback who's had success in the league. They got a good running back. They're supposed to have a really, really good defensive line. Their defense should be way better. But man, the Detroit Lions just went through them like like garbage. It was unbelievable. DeAndre Swift ran all over them. Then Goff was throwing all over them. So I don't know that Washington is as good as everybody thinks they are. The Eagles have a huge test tomorrow because of all the teams that played today. The Eagles, they got the toughest matchup. But then we'll have Washington the following week. So the Eagles are in a really, really good position right now. But I would have to say, when I look at the NFC East, I think the Giants are probably the toughest division opponent we're going to have to face right now. Now, if Dallas goes and beats New York and Dallas starts winning games, even if Dallas is around 500 when Dak comes back, then they would pose the biggest threat. But I think Giants are going to beat them. So that's going to take the Giants to 3-0. Let me see if I can pull up their schedule by real quick. Okay, so the Giants, I think, go 3-0 next week because they play Dallas. Then they play Chicago. The Giants they play Dallas at home. Then they play Chicago at home. They have 3 straight home games. Wow, 4. Wait, what? So the Giants got Carolina at home, Dallas at home, Chicago at home, Green Bay at home, Baltimore at home. Is this a joke? This can't be right. Are you telling me the Giants have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight home games? Nah, that can't be right. That can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? If that's crazy if it is. But the Giants got Dallas next week. That's a Monday nighter I will be streaming. Then they got Chicago October 2nd. It looks like it's at home. And then they got October 9th, they got Green Bay. So they're going to win. They're going to beat Dallas. They're going to beat Chicago. They're going to be 4-0. They're going to play Green Bay, lose, Baltimore, lose. Then they're going to be 4-2 playing Jacksonville. Away, 2 games at home, away, home. How many home games has this team got? My God, this can't be right. Anyways, looks like the Giants very well could start 4-0. So, yeah, I think the Giants are the legit threat to the Eagles at this point. It's only 2 weeks, but I see them beating Dallas and I see them beating Chicago. So that puts them 4-0 going in to play Green Bay. We'll see. Should be interesting. Either way, we'll crush the Cowboys, we'll crush the Washington Commanders, and we'll crush the Giants. We will take care of our own business as always. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Okay, so I was looking at the Giants' schedule really quick because I thought that was crazy, and it's where I was looking at it before I had a misprint. They play Dallas at home, then they play Chicago at home, but then they got to go to Green Bay. So they have to go to Green Bay. Then they play Baltimore at home. Then they're away for Jacksonville, Seattle. So it was the Green Bay game isn't at home, but still a lot. It's still 3 home games early in a season in a row, which could be a good factor for them, especially if they could get out in front of a team like the Dallas Cowboys or something like that. So, yeah, Giants, biggest threat right now to the Philadelphia Eagles. With that said, Denzel Washington out.